Hey there everyone, and welcome to this 10th video in JavaScript ES6 and Beyond tutorial series. In this video, we will be covering the for of loop.
Let me in, yeah.
Let's dive right into coding and understand why for of was a great addition in JavaScript with ES6. So I have created a folder with the name of #9 in our JS space ES6 project directory and also opened it in Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So let's create a file and name it index.js, and now we'll be needing an array so that we can iterate through that array. And I will be creating an array of elements which are as like H, E, and L, another L, and O. So basically this array contains the character request to make the string hello. Okay, so now if you remember, there are two ways to actually print this element one by one and iterate through this array. Before ES6, the method was to actually run a loop for I is equals to 0 to I less than the length of this array, so which is like this. If I do this for let I equals to 0, I less than arr dot length, and then we say I plus plus. So this was the basic loop which is used in many programming languages like C, C++ for traversing through arrays. And then we can log this element, which is array ith element, and we can save this file, go to our command prompt and run the command node space index.js, and you can see it prints hello over there. And there's another way which was more used in JavaScript, which was the for in loop. So for, then we say const I in arr, and then we again do this log arr I. So let me break it down for you. In this loop, this I is actually an index inside an array. So we say return the index I inside this array and then run the loop until this index is not over. So basically it runs from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And thus it again gives the same output to us. If we run this file, you can see the same output, HELLO. Now, in many cases in the real world, when we are not solving the complex algorithms that we study in our classes, in the real world with applications like CRUD applications and more other applications, we most of the times require the element and not the index number of the element. And in those cases, that could be really helpful if we can directly get the element and not the index number. So with ES6 in 2015, we got the method, we got a way of doing that, which is for of loop. So basically const ch of arr. Now let me break it down to you again. So this says that for every character inside this array, which is actually I gave ch, which means character, but actually just means for every element of array run this loop. And for every element, by that we can just simply say this time that just print ch and not arri. We are saying to print the ch, which is used for iterating here. Save this file and go back to your terminal, run the command node space index.js, hit enter, and you can see it gives the same result. While the result is same, but this seems to be a more efficient way when you get into real development. This becomes more handy when we have an object. Consider an arrays of object and offer details, which makes more sense. Okay, so we have an array of object, and the first object is name. Let us say coding house, and course, this is JS ES6. Okay, I know this is not a real course, this is just a YouTube course. And then we have name. Let us consider the name to be Ashutosh, and then a course of BTech, makes sense. And then we can have a name, the more common name, Ria, and course, let's give BSc to her. Okay, no races, just BSc. It's just a random thing, nothing else. Okay, so now we are going through this and we're going to print every element, every name for course. And we can do this in more efficient way using the for of loop. So let's create a for of loop using for brackets, const, and we are going to destructure this object using our destructuring shortcut, which is this curly brackets, and then we can say name and course, which is of details. So we're saying for every name and course inside details, iterate through the array, and we are going to print something like this. Okay, so what we're going to print, name is studying. Okay, and what is name is studying? It's studying the course. And now we can save this file, go to our terminal and run the command node space index.js, which gives us output. Coding also studying JS ES6, Ashutosh is studying BTech, and Ria is studying BSc. So you can see how destructuring and for of loops together makes more sense when there's a real world object, which is mostly an array of objects in JavaScript when you are dealing with NoSQL. You can also use the for of loop to actually loop through various elements inside the DOM. So let's delete all this and also create a file and name it index.html. Now I'm going to use an Emmet abbreviation. With Microsoft Visual Studio Code, I believe that Emmet comes pre-installed. If you are using some other text editor or code editor, just go in the extension store and find Emmet and install it. So in Emmet, you can actually create a very simple boilerplate by using the simple abbreviation of exclamatory mark. Hit enter and you can see a simple boilerplate is ready for us. Now we can name the title to be #9, and here we can have 5 h1 elements, and this is again an Emmet abbreviation, h1*5. Hit enter and you can see we have 5 h1 element. Emmet is really helpful while you are developing in your HTML. Now go to your index.js and we want to have every h1, which will be h1s, and we want to get it from document.querySelector all, and we want all the tag with h1. And now, but if we use our for of loop, which says const, I can say h1 of h1s. So this gives a little more better naming convention. This is plural h1s. We can have h1 from h1s. This is a singular h1 for every loop. And now for every loop, we'll have an h1 element to create. Now let's create a random number by creating math.floor. And we are going to floor actually math.random *3, which makes a little more sense. Okay, and now we're going to create a color out of this random variable. So let's put our h1.style.color is equals to actually simply this array which have 0 0 0 0 9 9. We are going to multiply each color array value with some values, some random values given by this rand variable, so that we can have different random colors, 0 0 9 9 0 0 and a 9 9 0 0 0 0. Okay, this is also the hash. And now we're going to have a cross product with this random value. And if you save this file, go to your index.html, and if you don't know about live server, basically what you can go to Play Store, or not Play Store, go to the extension store and search for live server, and you can download this live server by Ritwik Day. And this live server actually helps you to, if you in boosting your development. So if you're developing in HTML and you change some file, some field inside your HTML or some value, the server automatically reloads and you do not have to reload it by yourself. So you can see this go live button over there. After installing live server, click this, the server will be ready on port 5500. If you reload this, we can see we have nothing because our h1 elements doesn't have any value. Let's give them some value so that we can see the color change, and save it, go back, and you can see it is automatically reloaded over there. Okay, I don't know what the reason is. So, and I cannot see the color. So is there any problem? Yes, there is a problem. We have not included our script over there. So let's include our script also, and I don't know how I forgot about that. So now our script is included, we have not saved it. Let's reload, and you can see after every reload there is a random color for every element. So this looks pretty nice, and you can play with that in your JavaScript also if you want to. So yes, this is our for off loop, and this is pretty much it for this video. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, because there is a lot of programming and coding videos coming in this channel. And please like this video and share to your colleagues, and as always, thanks for watching.